Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Hold on for 1 minute. I need to turn on this light. So do you follow your Facebook as well at the same time? Good morning. Well, good afternoon. Facebook, Facebook, LinkedIn family. This is Coach Marsha coming to you on this beautiful Friday afternoon from Wichita, Kansas. As you all know, I just celebrated a birthday, 48 years old, August 17th. And I'm just enjoying myself, right? Thank you for viewing the replay. And on last night, I decided to do the live again today because on last night, I just had to take it down because my friend was on here and we just didn't want to have her presence a conflict of interest when it comes to her job. So I'm back and I'm giving you all of the goods, the bad, and the uglies about VA submission 101, the do's and the don'ts. So, hello, welcome to Let's Talk with Coach Marsha. So, the first order of business, one of the things I want to talk about is I explained that I'm here celebrating my birthday with my friend, and I just happened to be in the back. She's in the front in her office, and I'm in the back. And I just overheard her discussing with one of her bosses about a particular claim that she was doing and the lack of paperwork or the lack of not having what you're supposed to have when you're filing your VA disability claim. And so, since I have positioned myself to be the go to person for disability claims, I wanted to come on here and to help the people, help veterans, help VSOs, help veteran claims agents with their process and making sure that they do what they're supposed to do by way of the veteran. The first order of business is when you, the veteran, or you, the VSO, or not the VSO, because that's a veteran service organization, but you, the Veterans Claims Agent, are submitting documents by fax or mail, it's so important that you ensure that the veteran or that the VA intake section gets all of the documents. Because what happens is that if they're missing page 8, and I go straight to page 8 because all the other pages are just information explaining to you about the form that you're submitting, and it's called the private identifiable information. You have to ensure that that page is filled out completely and included in your packet because the veteran service representative who gets your packet, who gets your claim, can't move forward with the processing of the disability claim. What you're going to receive in the mail is a incomplete claim letter from the VA. And I know that we get upset, we get a little angry, saying that they could have called me, they could have did this, they could have did that. But no, you should have done what it is that you're supposed to do to make sure that they have all the information that they need to start with. And that first page, which is we call it PII, is your private identifiable information. And on this page, you're going to have your name, full name, any aliases that you might have, social security number, date of birth, address, email. And with that on that page, they utilize that to verify that all the information is accurate and correct. If anything has changed from what they previously had, what they have in the system currently to what you submitted, they're going to update that information. But they can't move forward. Then you might say, well, Marcia, what about the other pages, 9, 10, 11, and 12, I believe? Well, on those pages, if you go look at the form that you submitted, the only thing that's on there at the very top is your social, right? Your social. So they can't move forward with your claim because they don't know whose it is, other than something that they received that's identifying you. But when they go back and look, it's not there. So, veterans, number one, ensure that your private identifiable information, page number 8, is submitted with your claim. Because if not, what's going to happen is you, the veteran, will get a letter from VA stating that your claim is incomplete. Okay? So we're going to move on to the next thing. And that VSR cannot help you. That VSR cannot call you to ask you to submit the form because they they're not eligible to receive documentation personally from the veteran. The information goes into uh, a portal that a portal that's then filtered down to your VSR. And it might not just go to that particular VSR that's working on your case at that time. So, guys, it's so important that when we submit these packets, that we make sure that we have our page 8, which includes your private identifiable information. And then the signature page, guys. Guess what? They cannot move forward without a signature. You have to, I repeat, you have to sign the document. And this is for those who are still doing things manually and not through e-benefits. You have to sign the document. Hear me. An unsigned document will get you an incomplete claim letter, which adds more time to your claim being processed. So I highly recommend that you ensure that page 8 is filled out in its entirety and it's included in your packet, and as well as the signature page is signed. Because if it's not, you will get a letter from the VA stating that, hey, this claim is incomplete because of A through Z. All right. So moving on, those two things. And then another thing, veterans always say, and I used to be one to say this, let me, well, VA is going to take forever getting all of my documents, so I'm just going to take my time and make sure that, hey, I get everything that's needed. Well, that is a myth. Fact is that if we, the veteran, provide the correct information in our packets when we submit to VA, they can get that information, especially when we've gone to the VA for medical care, in less than 2 minutes, guys. But we have to give them something to work with. How about the VA? Like, example, I've received medical care at the VA in Washington, D.C. I received medical care at the VA in Temple, Texas. I received medical care at the VA in Austin, Texas, and medical care at the VA in San Antonio, Texas. For my particular claim that I'm submitting for the contingent, new word I learned from my dear friend. Well, as she's talking and I kind of like passed by, I was like, what's a contingent? She's like, they have like 30 contingents. And I put two and two together and let those and figured out that those are the various things that we're claiming. So I would be using a new word, you all, when talking about the various items that we're claiming, which is contingents. So when with if I have one of my contingents is, let's say, sleep apnea, and I've been treated at the VA in Austin for that particular condition of mine, I'm going to state the time frame, because they ask you time frame and location where you receive your care from. Put the information there, because they can't, you send them on a wild goose hunt, right? And they got to be out there like they're searching to kill something, to capture something. When the forms are put in place, questions are asked, specific questions are asked, so they can be able to service us effectively, right? So give them the information that they need so they will be able to service you, the veteran. Because if not, you're just adding more time. They're going to send you more letters. You're going to have to respond to the letters, and then you're going to be angry, right? And there's no need to. And I'm telling you, I'm sharing this with you all because I used to be angry too, thinking that they were incompetent, unqualified to do the job or the task before them. And in actuality, some are incompetent, right? I'm not saying all of them are, but some are incompetent and they should get a new profession. However, but the ones who aren't, they get your packet, they can't help you because we've tied their hands, because we have not equipped them with the information to move forward on our behalf. Okay. And then another thing, private records, private medical records. I think the form is a 4155, 4154, 4142. The 4142 it gives the VA representative, your VSR, authorization to contact that medical provider to get your records that's in support of whatever contingent it is that you're claiming. So it's so important to have that. But I mean, have that information. But if not, what you can do is hold on for 1 minute, guys. If not, what you can do is have them get the information if you don't provide the information to them, right? And so, but you got to give them something to work with. But however, if you can get the information, send it to them, that's even better, y'all, because you're taking a step out of the process, right? And it's so important in these contingents that you are with these contingents that you are saying that you want them to view for purpose of service connection. You have to have the evidence, y'all. Evidence. If no new evidence, if they ask you for new evidence, you have to provide new evidence. Don't send them the same thing that you did before. They're going to look, they're going to be like, this is the same thing. And you're going to get a letter that states that, hey, Billy Bob, this is not new supporting evidence for this particular contingent. It's important that, guys, you provide new supporting evidence for that particular condition. I'm telling you, I'm being lit honest. I'm be like my friend Tia Williams over there at Tea Time with Tia. She says, in order for you to be set free, you got to spill your own tea. I got letters. I was claiming a condition for dental, right? And I'm like, hey, you should know what it is. And I'm just like, hey, I'm appealing this. I noticed a disagreement, but I gave no new evidence. Because in my mind, you should have used the evidence that I gave you to be able to process my claim, right? No, it doesn't work like that, Marcia. Then I was like, okay, then, well, let me go to this dentist. And I went to the dentist, and they gave me the support and documentation that they required of me, and I added it to it, my claim went to the next level, right? So, and the next level is a CMP exam, QTC exam, whichever one, whether it's going to be online or in person, or by telephone or in person, by video or in person. It's so important that we have to give that VSR the ability to work on our behalf by us providing the information that they need, right? And so it's important that connect with your veterans at your these veteran service organizations, connect with the representative there that has been appointed to assist you with your claim. Make him or her do their job. They say that they're the subject matter expert at these particular in this particular area. So guess what? By golly, make them execute, ensure, hold them accountable, right? If you get a letter back and you don't understand it, don't work on it yourself. Let them work. Let them do the work. Hey, schedule an appointment, call them. I need to come to your office. This is what's going on. This is the letter I got. What happened? Right? So it's so important, guys. So important, guys, that you keep not only keep your claim, your agent, your claims agent in the loop about what you get in the mail, because all the time they don't receive, their office might not receive your packet, your letter. You have to communicate with them like, hey, this is the letter I got, and I need your help. I'm not understanding. Instead of trying to handle things by yourself or not handling them at all. Like I told you, the VA was like that. No, don't quit. Keep fighting. Keep fighting. Keep fighting for what is legally yours. Because they didn't give you a no, they're saying that I need your help. That's key to remember that, right? And then it's important that you put the correct VA facility, because it's a lot of VA facilities. Put the correct VA facility, guys. Like, just go to state. Like, get them something. You can't say that you went to the VA in Atlanta when your VA was in DC. It's holding up your process. Okay? And then make sure that when your claim is being submitted, rather for an increase or a new contingent, it's on the right form, because it matters. What's going to happen if it's not on the right form? They are going to send that back to you and tell you what form to put it on. So you might say, well, Marcia, why can't they just put it on the right form? Because that's not their duty or responsibility. Their duty and responsibility is ensure that you sent it on the right form. No, not that when they receive it, that it's in the right form. It has the correct information on that. That's the responsibility of the veteran and the veteran's representative to ensure that this claim is submitted on the right forms. Prime example, new claims or increases can be done on 526s. And also a supplemental claim could be done on a 0995, right? It's so important. If you, the veteran, don't know that, that's okay. That's why you have a veterans claims agent. And he or she should know what their process is. And if they don't know, they should reach out to someone for assistance that can help them. It's classes. VA provide classes. There are classes that the Veteran Service Organization do that's for refreshers or advanced continuous education for this field that we are in. You want to know how I know? Because I'm going through the process now. So then I always tell people, shameless plugs, but this is my platform and I can do it, that, you're still a veteran. I'm in a process of becoming a veteran service claims agent, so I can legally represent my veterans when it comes to submitting their packet. Like I help them now, in the capacity that I am, but it just gives me the credentials behind my name to do this because I once did the job for Virginia Department of Veteran Services. And then when I had to leave the job, for unforeseen circumstances, you know, I had to have my accreditation cut off because I was no longer attached to that organization. But the information never left me. And what I did is position myself to continue my education, to continue sharpening those skills so I can be able to sit before you today to explain to you VA claim submission 101, the do's and the don'ts, right? I highly recommend one of the do's is get you a representative that can assist you if this is not something that you do on a regular, because you're doing yourself a disservice when you do that. So get someone to assist you in this process, veterans, right? And I'm telling you, with this process, and I'm going to end this live because I really don't have a lot more to say because that's all I needed to share with you. Is fight for it. Fight. Don't give up. Just because you get a letter that's not what you wanted to hear, read the contents of the entire letter. Read the letter from the VA in its entirety because the information that they put in that letter sets you up for success. They want you to win. They want us to become service connected disabled veterans if we're legally entitled to it. But the thing is that in this process, you have to show proof. And then they search the information that you give them and they find the reason. One of their mottos is go in to find a reason to give them the disability rating. They don't go in to say, oh, today I don't feel like helping a veteran. I'm going to deny every claim that I get. No, it doesn't work that way. It's a process that they have to go through. Levels. It's levels to this thing. And the first level starts with us. We have to ensure that our veteran, I don't know if anybody's out there talking to me because I don't see anything written up, but I'm going to come out here on my live to see. So if it is, I can address some of y'all. Hold on, let me go out here and see. I got viewers on one. I got so many pages, y'all. I be trying to get this information in my quest to get this information out there to you. But going back over this, dues, do your due diligence. Ensure that that claim on page 8 is filled out in its entirety. Ensure that, I believe it's page 12 or the final page with signature, ensure that you sign that thing, especially if you're not going through e-benefits. If you're faxing the document, ensure that the number of pages that you fax reflects the confirmation. Wait for your confirmation page, right? And let's say you get one of those letters back from the VA to say that your page 8, was not included. But like, no, Mr. VA representative, no, Miss VA representative, this is proof that it was, and then send them still a copy of it, right? And this is why they created e-benefits. Part of the reason why they created e-benefits, so we can go away from that, the paper and the errors that can come with, submitting paperwork, the mail. Make sure you got the right address. Because if your zip code is wrong, guess what? It's not going to go to the VA intake section in processing. So ensure that you are providing them the information that they need, right? Okay, don't submit paperwork that is incomplete because you're going to get an incomplete status. That's what you're going to get. You're going to get an incomplete letter claim. You submitted an incomplete claim. So it's just important, guys, that in order for us to help them help us, we have to send them the information that they need. And I know that some of you all probably don't want to hear this and say that, well, it's self-explanatory. No, it's not. It's not. They're governed by a policy. So they have to adhere to the policies. And in those policies, we're giving the information that states that, hey, veteran, if you want this, this is what you have to do. And so we have to conform to that, comply to that, as well as like the VSR at the VA, they have to conform to what it is they're governed by, right? So on that note, I want you all to have a great and safe weekend. And remember that your life has value and you are important. Share this video with your veterans. Have a conversation with your prospective veterans, VSOs out there in the world, and if you need some training, some additional training, you could contact Mike at iamtgc22@gmail.com, or any one of these platforms. You can inbox me. And I'm out here to help. I'm out here to provide a solution to a problem. So by all means, get out there, reach out to me. If you know some veterans, I didn't mention this today, but you all know that I service veterans who transition out of the military with bad paper. If you know any of those veterans, send them my way. I do help assist veterans who've gotten out with other than honorable and general discharges. However, I do help them, but my primary client, my primary veteran, is the one who transitioned out the military with bad paper. So if you know them, share it. And I want you all to, I'm going to drop this plug right here, is that in October, I will be launching VA Claim Submission 101, doing a class on VA Claim Submission 101. So it's a new thing that I'm doing. Here at You Are Still a Veteran, what we do is we educate and we equip. So I'm not just going to talk about this. I'm going to go more in detail, going over the forms, explaining the forms in their entirety, showing you how to properly set your claim up for submission. So, and look out for it. I'll be sending some information for sign up, and probably the end of this month, the beginning of October. So look forward to it. It'll be the third week in October that the class will start. So I'm looking forward to getting it. So we're getting it in. And so we'll do pre-registration in September, so I can know how many people to look forward to get in this class. VSOs, hey, y'all can come on over here to the class too, because sometimes we forget foundational stuff because we're so busy trying to do all those great things, but miss the important things. So, yeah. So it's going to be great things happening over here at You Are Still a Veteran. So come on, guys, because me and my employees and I, we're waiting. We're anxious and excited about the end result for each one of our veterans to come across our desk. So have a great day. Enjoy your Friday, your Saturday. Go out there and make some great memories, some lasting memories this weekend. Be blessed.